Yes, the level of consumers' income, we are continuing with it. The factors that determine the price elasticity of demand. We have said the level of the consumer's income. The level of consumer's income, we look at it in this way. Are you rich? Are you poor? Usually when we talk of those words, sometimes the students get confused. You say who is poor, who is rich. But when we say level of consumer's income, that one may not annoy anybody. Do you have a lot of money? Do you have less money? So people who normally have a high income, we are not going to call them rich people, but those who have higher income and those who have low incomes. Those who have higher incomes, they tend to have inelastic demand for the commodities that they are buying. So high income usually leads to inelastic demand. And usually say low income leads to elastic demand. Low income leads to elastic demand. That when you are the word poor, I don't want to use the word poor, but when your income is low, there is a tendency that most of the things, most of the time, the price changes, you reduce what you are buying because your income is not high. So low income people usually have elastic demand for whatever they are buying. He first thinks twice. But if he has high income, your income is high, and you go, say, to the shop, they tell you a loaf of bread has been costing 4,000, it is now 5,000. That is a big increase of about 20%. Say, what? 5,000? You may just ask, where are we going? But you have nothing to do because you have to eat bread. Whereas a person with low income, he has gone with his budget of 2,000. He reaches the market and they tell him that a quarter kilo of ground nuts, which has been 1,000, now is 1,500. He can go back and doesn't buy. Or he says, give me half quarter, meaning that he wants an eighth of the kilogram instead of taking what he has been taking. So the level of income determines so much the price elasticity of demand. It tends to be inelastic among those who have high income, and it is elastic among those who have low income. I've said I don't want to use the word poor because even, for example, in the poor countries, we have very rich people. So the moment you say poor, the person may not know where is the poverty line. So that's why you say low income. Measure your income and see, is it low, is it high? With those people who have high income, there is a tendency of having inelastic price elasticity of demand. Whereas those ones who have low income, there is a tendency to have elastic demand, price elasticity of demand to be elastic. So that is the level of consumers' income. Then another number 5 is durability of the product. Durability of the product. The product determines so much the price elasticity of demand. And what do we mean by this? When a commodity is durable, its demand tends to have inelastic demand. Durable goods usually have inelastic demand, whereas perishable goods will have elastic demand. So here we say durable goods have inelastic demand, whereas perishable goods have elastic demand. Now, with this one, what does it mean? When a commodity is durable, and you know you are buying it once and for all, for example, a saucepan, you go to buy a saucepan, and they tell you that a saucepan, which has been costing 40,000, it has now gone to 50,000. It has gone to 50,000. If it has increased by that, that is an increase of 10,000. If it has increased by that much, you will find that a person will buy it, saying, even if he's a poor person, even if he's a rich person, he will say, let me buy it. After all, I buy it once and forget. It will take me another 5 years to buy another saucepan. So he will buy it. But even if you put it at 60, that is 60 means that is about 50% increment. That is very big. But still you find somebody buying, even if he is poor, you still buy that saucepan. Why? It is durable. Durability means that it is going to take a longer period. It's going to take a long period while using that product. So even if it has increased by 50%, his belief will be, I'm buying it and I'm not going to come back even next year, not even in 2 years. I'm buying it once. That is it, even if it has doubled, even if the price has went to 80, the demand will not reduce as much as you would expect, because a commodity is durable. It takes long to be replaced. It will not break down. For radio, it can get spoiled very fast. But saucepans, an axe, that is the axe we use to split firewood. A hoe. You buy a hoe, you may go to the shop and they say, a hoe which has been at 10,000, it is now 20. People will still buy the hoes. Why? Because he knows that he's buying it once and it's going to take a long time without replacing it. So durable goods usually have inelastic demand, price elasticity of demand. Even if you change the price, he knows I'm not coming back to the market in the next 2-3 years. But perishable goods have elastic demand. If you're dealing with tomatoes, tomatoes are perishable. If a kilogram has been costing 500 shillings, and for you feel that 500 is not enough, somebody comes the following day and you say it is now 600 shillings a kilo, you may find people not buying. Say, tomatoes, I buy them 600. These ones which cannot last for even a week, not even 2 days. No, I will not buy. So there will be a reduction in demand very fast by a slight change in the price, because they are perishable. If you are selling milk, the same thing, it will get spoiled. If you are selling mangoes, even if you are selling matoke, you know, if it becomes ripe, you are not going to sell it the way I've been saying. So you have to be very careful not to increase the price so much, because it has elastic demand. Why does it have elastic demand? The perishability, because it perishes very fast. Because the consumer keeps on coming to the market every day to buy that same commodity. So you cannot buy for 2 weeks. You cannot buy tomatoes of 2 weeks. You cannot buy oranges of 2 weeks. You don't buy matoke of 2 weeks that they will last for 2 weeks. No. You will not buy mangoes which will last for 2 weeks, or pineapples. These are perishables. So a slight change in the price will not encourage the consumer to buy more, because they cannot be consumed at a go. At the same time, you cannot keep them for a long time. But durables, where the consumer says, no, let me buy it once, and I'll come back after a year, after 2 years, after 3 years, you'll find him not caring so much about the percentage change in the price. So it may not affect it so much. That's why we say it is inelastic. Whereas that one, which is perishable, it is elastic. Now, if you are a dealer, a seller, a vendor, who is dealing in these different products, you have to know how you change the prices. That a slight change in the price of perishables may force people to leave. For example, if you are selling these greens, nakati, cabbages, and so on, these ones take 2 days. If you keep the price, you change the price and increase very fast, unless it is a season. If it is not a season, like a Christmas or what, you may not find people buying those nakatis and cabbages. Why? Because they are perishable. Nakati will not last for 3 days. So you change the price, the consumer leaves it. That's why we say you have to be very careful when you are looking at these products, when you are considering these products. Then another factor, that is the number of uses a commodity has. The number of uses a commodity has. Number 6 is number of uses. A commodity has. That is another factor that will determine the price elasticity of demand. What is, how much do you use this product? An example I've been giving, and I'll still give. The demand for electricity has inelastic demand. Another reason why it has inelastic demand is this very reason. Electricity has a number of uses. So, electricity, water. If a jerrycan of water has been costing 500, and due to scarcity it goes to 1,000, it can even go to 1,500. But people still buy. The demand is not going to reduce so much. Yes, it will reduce because people will start economizing more, but it will not reduce so much. Why? Because this product has many uses. Once you take a water at home, you get a jerrycan of water, someone will get for washing, another will get for bathing, then for cooking, then for drinking. So it has many purposes. It is not a product which will lose demand because of the increase in the price. Yes, it can be a slight reduction, but people will not abandon it. Electricity, for many years in Uganda, they have been saying it is very expensive. Even installing electricity in a house, it is now very expensive. 1 million plus to put electricity in the house. But you find people lining up to apply for electricity installation. Why? Because of the many uses. So despite the fact that it is expensive, if I give the example, in the past, installing electricity in a house used to be around 260,000 to put electricity in your house. You had to pay this, then they come and put it there with all the gadgets. I mean the service wires, meters, and so on. Today, as we talk, the electricity, the charge is close to 1 million to put it in the house. But the reduction in demand is very small. People are still lining up and keep on calling the women. Please come and connect, come and connect. This is almost 400. This is 400 plus percentage. Around 400% increase or change in price. But still, people are demanding it. Why? Because of the number of uses electricity is going to provide. Once it is at home, you'll be able to use a lot of things, a lot of machines, a lot of services with that electricity. So the change in the price has very little impact in the change to the change in demand. That's why this electricity has inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. The price elasticity of demand is inelastic. Whereas if a commodity has almost no uses, then you're going to have a elastic demand curve. Not many uses. An example I usually give with this one is a cup, a plate. purposes do you have with a plate? It is basically eating. When you're going to eat, that's when you need a plate. That's when you come in to use a plate. Yes, here and there you may say, put this on a plate, put this on a plate. Yes, it can be. But on the whole, you realize that the plate has very few uses because of the easy nature. A cup, it's only taking tea, and possibly if you think you can take water using it. But in most cases, you will find that the plate and the cup, you will not be able to use it for various purposes. You will not be able to use it for various purposes. Like you have it used for electricity used for various purposes. So if you increase the price of a plate or the price of a cup, someone will say, no, I will not do what? I will not take this plate. You have been selling it 7,000. Now you are selling it 10,000. Someone will say, why? Why should I pay more? Plate, just using it to eat food, and you eat 2 meals a day. Sometimes in this economy, you may even be taking 1 meal a day, and you pay this increment. No. Some people even have alternatives. Say, no, I will not get a plate. When I finish cooking, I will eat from the saucepan. So you feel that there is no need to buy a plate. Why? Because it has fewer uses. So that is another reason for a factor that determines price elasticity of demand. Number of uses, and we say, we have not concluded on this. We say these two have inelastic demand, while these two have elastic demand. The demand for these two products is elastic. Why? Very few uses. A cup is to drink water and drink tea. Sometimes you may not even be allowed to take it. To take alcohol using a cup. So it may not be used. And it has fewer services, fewer purposes. Even a plate, only using it to eat. But this one, electricity, water, you find that it has very big, very many uses, and therefore the demand for it tends to have price elasticity of demand being inelastic. Then the next factor is, that is number 7, is convenience. And we say those commodities which are conveniently located where they are bought from, they tend to have inelastic demand. Some products are sold in a place which is convenient to the consumer. You don't need to move a long distance. You don't need to pay a lot of transport. So when the commodity is conveniently placed where the consumer can easily buy it, it will have conveniently placed products have inelastic demand. If it is put in a place which is convenient, then it will have inelastic demand. When you think of now, this product, similar product is sold at such a distance, but walking there, transport, the inconveniences, and so on. Say, let me pay. So you change the price from 500 per piece to 800, and still people will buy. The change in demand may not be big because it is conveniently placed, conveniently located. So it becomes easier for the consumer to take it. And whenever he thinks of the inconveniences that will be involved in purchasing from a lower price, he will still remain buying this. That's why you find some sellers who are well located. They place their shops or their vending places in a good strategic place. They tend to be expensive. They charge higher. And when you say, hey, but we're expensive, when you go to such and such a place, it costs this. He may be rude enough to say, okay, you go there and buy from there. Now, when you think of the inconvenience, you're going to use a boda, you're going to walk there, you're going to use a taxi, the transport, the place is congested, yes, it is cheap, but all those inconveniences, they make this man who is selling in a convenient place, from a convenient place, to have elastic demand for his products. Whereas commodities which are inconveniently located or placed, they tend to have elastic demand. So you cannot change so much because of the convenience. This one is sometimes you find it in some places where they sell food. You put your restaurant at a storage building on the 4th floor. Not convenient. What you have to do is, if you want the consumers to come, lower the price. But if one thinks of climbing and going down after eating, says, no, let me take this food, which is at the ground floor. So those which are inconveniently located, they tend to have elastic demand. If you have been eating lunch from that place and a plate was 5,000, if he asks and say, he increased it to 6, he says, why should we go there? Climbing and going down, no. Let us eat from this place, which is 7,000, which is conveniently located. So convenience determines the price elasticity of demand. As you deal in these products, you have to know that is this product of mine conveniently located or it is inconveniently located. So factor number 8, which determines price elasticity of demand. That's what we are looking at. That price elasticity of demand which we have looked at, we are saying what makes it inelastic, what makes it elastic. These are the factors that we are looking at. Then the next one, which is a determinant, is a habit. Habit, or we say addiction. And we say people who are addicted to certain products tend to have inelastic demand, whereas those those people who are not addicted, you have elastic demand. A person who doesn't usually take beer, but once in a while takes, he's not addicted to it. If one day he feels like taking beer and he has been knowing that a bottle is 4,000, he takes one today. He comes back the following day and they tell him today is 5,000. He just goes away. Or if at 4,000 he took 5 bottles, when you say 5,000, you may take 1 or 2 bottles. That means this one is not addicted. But a person who is addicted to alcohol, a person who is addicted to cigarettes, will have inelastic demand. He is addicted to that product. He cannot change. He cannot change, and he cannot have cannot do away with it. So that one is, we call it addiction. And therefore,